I want to start off with Stang. I think it's exciting that Master of the House kind of became a global Netflix hit last year. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about what went behind that? Was that a surprise? And what your current slate is looking like? We also have some posters up on the screen.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me. It was definitely a surprise. I'm not going to lie, considering it was our very first Netflix original. And on top of that, it also reached top 10 in over 63 countries within the first week. So that said, our team really worked hard in trying to, let's say, tick all the boxes to try to ensure our positioning to reach that goal as much as possible. And what are those boxes? I'd say is to, most importantly, win at home first when we choose what content to do. We really have to pick local, authentic Thai stories. In the case of Master of the House, we centered around a dynamic of domestic workers and working in rich families, which is still relevant to Thai culture today. So we wanted to dramatize that. And on top of that, we layer in universal themes such as power struggle, inequality, family relationships that people sitting across borders can watch and actually relate to. And on top of that, we try to create a lot of conversation embedded since the writer's room. So yeah, that's pretty much our approach, and we're glad that the world showed up for it, and it validated us in the next slates to come as well.
Got it. Thanks, Stang. I think that's a great intro. Deepak, you have again localized some of these great formats. Tell us about what is working best in India. What's next for you?
Well, India is a very large, diverse country. So what's working in one region doesn't necessarily work in the rest of the regions. So we have to find ideas, stories, formats that can work in a very local and a more hyper-local market. But we've had some great successes with shows like Big Brother, which we call Big Boss in India. And that's one of the key formats and ideas of ours that has been very successful in all the 8 different markets in India. So the fun fact, and I keep saying this, is we produce 800 days of Big Boss in a calendar year of 365 days. So that's the size and scale of what India offers as an opportunity. But what's also exciting is the streaming side of the market as well, which has really now been the order of the day in the last 5 to 7 years. And of course, titles like The Night Manager, titles like The Good Wife, titles like Monk and House, which we're producing for our partners on the ground. So it's really a very diverse market, and hence we have a very diverse strategy and a portfolio of what formats we take out.
Nick, we want to get a sort of introduction to Indochina Productions. You've had a couple of exciting announcements recently. Where are you at right now in this region?
Okay, so it's we founded Indochina Productions about 10 years ago, actually 14 years ago, 2010, and it started just as a production service company. We've expanded to 14 countries. We're working from the Maldives to Japan. The bulk of that division is all headquartered in Thailand, and it's benefited greatly from the Thai Film Incentive. We just recently completed season 2 of Monarch, Sam Raimi's next film that 20th Century did called Sudden Help that will have a theatrical release next year. And then sort of the big hit for us was White Lotus season 3, that we did the whole thing. And we were able to sort of elevate a lot of Thai crew on that. People were heads of department. The creative producer was Thai. So that's the base of our business. That's which has opened up a lot of doors. There was a need, especially in Asia, for production companies to create content for the OTTs and even for studios. That the in-house, let's say, development and production didn't have the capacity to serve.
Because you've been in Thailand kind of helping global productions there for some time. Why was now the moment to sort of launch in Thailand to focus on local content?
I think we're fortunate. I mean, we're riding a wave. I think that, and I realize I found the right type partner for T66, and for me, that's the gateway to the local talent, to the local understanding that I'm not Thai, I don't have that, but for it to, as Stang mentioned, you have to be, for these to travel globally, they have to be successful locally. Mm-hmm. And so we have I believe that we have the strong team to make it successful locally and to understand the market. So who are the rising stars, or who are the people who used to be popular who could come back?
Mm-hmm. One thing I would love to speak to Kantana about is you've brought back some formats now, like The Face. What was sort of the drive behind that? How are you introducing a format like that to younger audiences or new audiences in Thailand?
So we've done about 8 seasons of The Face in the past, and every season turned out to be a great success. But then COVID happened.
And that was on TV, right?
Yes, that was on TV.
Yeah.
COVID happened, and we were very cautious in bringing it back. And this year we thought it was the right time because we would like to continue to branch out and work on as much genres as we can. Mm-hmm. And The Face is one of them, so we partnered with Banijay. And then also I also branched out into films as well. Tomb Watcher, which is one of a horror film based on our own IP at Kantana. That was released 2 months ago in theaters and already sold to 20 countries theatrically, and will be licensed on a second window post-theatrical on a global platform soon to be announced. And then again, we are also still creating Netflix originals like Siam, it's the English name, where we mix the cross genres, so art of Muay Thai mixed with the zombie apocalypse in Bangkok. So basically we're putting these global ideas together, which is unapologetically Thai, but also instantly exportable.
What's your view on what the Indian audiences are demanding today? Because I think Banijay had so much success with the unscripted formats. Like you mentioned, Big Boss has more hours than we have time in the day to keep up with. How did you then choose your scripted projects? What was the drive behind that? Were there certain audiences you were targeting with your picks?
Well, there was a point in time in my personal career where I was taking a reality detox because, I'm famous or infamous for spreading the Big Brother virus all over the country. So, I decided to really take a pause and, work on something new and different. So that's where, the scripted side of the business happened. And we obviously, cherry-picked, formats that really can be locally made, which have a very strong emotional resonance for our Hindi market, which is the largest speaking base that we are constantly addressing. But what's also exciting is the fact that we're also working on a plethora of Indian originals, again, journalistic accounts or police procedural or real life incidents that can really be told in a 6, 8, 10 episode format. So there's a very strong, development team at our side who's really constantly putting that out for us.
Knowing that you have sort of global demand and obviously huge domestic demand as well, do you feel empowered to take further creative risks in your slate planning, when you're looking at which titles to focus on?
I think Kantana, we really position ourselves to, take bold risk and also strategically experiment as much as we can, but it doesn't mean that we're throwing all titles out there and hoping one sticks or anything. So we will, we have an in-house writer room, like I said, and we're always brainstorming, throwing ideas out, what's happening in the world, what are Thai people talking about, what's on social media right now, has it been told yet, what angle? So we're always constantly, brainstorming and coming up with new ideas.
Got it. Deepak, do you have a view on creative risks?
Well, I think there's a risk every day in what we're doing. So, a show could work, a show couldn't work, but I think we're all, we've learned with all the successes and some of the failures as well. So obviously, we're only building out more titles. We're also blessed to have a lot of global learnings within the Banijay Group to really find out what's really happening in different markets, different geographies, in different demographics, and use that learnings on, to mitigate the risk as much as possible. So it's a constant process, and we've got to keep pushing the line.
I just want to close out with a thought from each of you on what are you most excited about? It can be a format, it can be a specific title or a certain trend in your respective markets. For the next year, what is your biggest sort of thing you're looking forward to? Starting with Nick.
For me, it's getting into production. I hope that I'm back here next year and I can talk about something that has gone through our system and our production pipeline and that has been successful theatrically. I think that from unscripted to the various genres, I think that there's opportunity everywhere. It's just a question of as us as producers, production houses, and really investing in development, it's pinpointing what works for us.
For us, we would be focusing on growing our library this year as well as partnerships, which is something we've done less in the past, but starting this past year, for example, with Tomb Watcher, we partnered with M Studio and T&B Media Global to create a film together. So I am very open to more partners in the future. That's pretty much our slate at the moment.
Got it. And Deepak?
Well, I'm excited about something that's coming out in September, a show called Rise and Fall. It's another hit reality show from our stables along with our partners, All 3 Media. So this is something that's really keeping us busy and very excited about that. And the second thing I'm very excited about is really enthusiastically building a pipeline of Indian stories with a very strong global potential, because it's really time that an Indian story catches the fancy and attention of global audiences as well. So that's really something that we're excited and working towards.
Perfect. We look forward to the Indian hit, to the Thai global hits as well. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.